Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Hope you're all doing okay. Thanks for dropping into my channel. I do appreciate all your support. I appreciate all my subscribers, my existing ones and any new ones. If you've just happened on my channel and you like what you see, please subscribe and hit that bell for future notifications of videos that I might be doing. Anyway, today, excuse the state of my hands, I've been using inks and things. Today, I'm kind of carrying on this scrap ephemera kind of embellishment theme. And I've made, out of a piece of scrap paper, really. It's quite a thick paper. It's not card. It's a scrap of... I'd say it was probably 120 GSM, something like that, paper. And I've made like a little scrap band there, a strip. And what I've used is some of the Tim Holtz snippets that I have. I have a little box here full of different ones. So there was sort of his snippet set, his I put a new set in there that I had for Christmas, and that was called the Curator set. Just have a look at the label. So I've put those in here now because it's a nice place to keep them. They're so tiny, a lot of them, that it's best to keep them somewhere, you know, all together. So I used some of those, and I used scraps of material and lace, and I have some here. So I have used scraps. I used scrap piece of the paper, as I say, or you could say it's very thin card. I don't really know how you describe it. And I've used scraps of my bits of lace that I keep in a pot. And so I am going to make another one on camera to show you. So I really like this. So what you can do with it is you can, you know, say this is your journal page. I'm sure you know, you can just stick this down the edge of your journal page, which I think would make a lovely embellishment. And you can just cut it and you know, a section. So if I maybe cut it there, it would be that width, that length rather, and that would fit there, and then, you know, that would be it. So this one is kind of a floral kind of theme, because I'm going to put some of this strip and the one I make on camera today in the floral junk journal that I'm making. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to one side. So I keep let's put that away, we don't need that. So I keep offcuts of things I've used to make things. As I say, we crafters, we very rarely throw anything away. So I'm going to use a strip. So this is the other half of the strip that I've already used, but this is how I keep mine, and I just hang them up. And there's as you see, there's various thickness. Some of them are bits of packaging, some of them bits of cereal packets. I just keep the nice pieces that I know I can use again. Okay, I'll put that away. So I'm just going to get my messy mat out, because I will be gluing these. Okay, I'm trying to save my green mat. So what I did with the previous one, and I'll do it with this one, is I distressed the edge of this whole strip with a nice green, and this is Rustic Wilderness, and this is a Distress Oxide, and it's a Tim Holtz Ranger one. So I'm just going to distress the edge, and then I'm going to just do a bit of stamping on the background to give it a bit more interest. So I'm going to use my black archival ink, and I've just got this stamp today. This is a Mariposa one, and it's just, you know, got a lot of interest on here and here, so I'm just going to use bits of it and randomly go down this. Okay, the ink doesn't seem, oh, that's better. So I'm just going to randomly take portions of it. That's why I wanted a messy map mainly. So I like overlaying different things. With different layers. And this is why I've got such dirty hands. Won't surprise you to hear. So that's that. I know we're going to cover some of that up. I'm not too bothered with that. Just wipe my hands. Okay, so now we can get started with loading up some of these scraps. So I've got these snippets, and I'm going to first of all just take my Mark Glitter glue and I'm going to glue the top portion like this, and as we go down I'll glue a bit at a time, and I'm just going to layer some bits down. So let's see, got some floral material there we can use, bits of cheesecloth which we could snip in half actually, make another scrap. So I'm just going to go all the way down and layer up with bits. So like so. Let's take a bit of that off. That's a nice colour. It's got bits of fibre stuck to it from other things when it's been in the pot. What else shall we use? Oh, we've got that nice bit of like cotton lace. Let's put a bit more glue down. I hope you can see this okay. It's quite dim today. I don't know why. I've got both my lights on. Just seems a bit dim. I'm just looking to see if I can see. Maybe it's just my imagination. I don't know. And I've got some of this nice tulle, I think it's called. You know, it's like the petticoat material, which is nice to have as a background. So, and then you can add something to the top. So I've got a section of that fibre there. I'm just going to pull it about a bit so that it's not quite perfect. And I have a bit more of this one, which is a different colour. It's lighter. So you don't really need much. This is a nice scrap of some embroidered lace. That's quite nice. The colours are pretty. So, whoops. Okay, that bit wants to come off now. Let's pop that down on the edge. Put that one down there. And let's see, what else have we got? Even these little scraps, I still have to cut them. So there's a scrap of some nice sort of calico. Let's just give that fray. That's where you end up with lots of fibres, so that's why I choose to use a different mat, one of the reasons. Oh, with another bit of this, so we could have another bit of that down there maybe, and something alongside it. Here's some nice green lace. We can cut up, we can pop a piece up here. That didn't stick. And we have a piece down here. And something along the edge, I think. Let's have a look. There's a nice little bit. There's lots of fibres on here from all the other scraps. Just get rid of those. Just pop some glue there. And that one is actually obviously something I printed on at one point, so I can see a bit of a gap here. So let's fill that up. Okay, so right, I'm just going to get rid of this mat now and all these scraps. I hardly make a dent in scraps, you know. Go back to the green so you can see a bit better. I think that shows up much better. Okay, so we start from the top and we're going to look for some snippets. So some of his here are actually flowers and things. You may be familiar with them, I don't know. So we can start adding some of these. What I do like to do is just give them a bit of distress ink around the edge because they are a bit grey. So I'm going to actually glue the back of this piece, and then I'm just going to pop it down there like that. Okay. Now I'll try to avoid the glue on the desk if I can. So let's put a label on next, I think. let's see if we can find, there's a nice number 12. It's a nice shape, so I'm going to pop that down there. And I don't want everything to go completely straight down the middle. I like to sort of make some off to one side. Okay, so also got a couple of his butterflies. I haven't got many of these left. These I have used more than anything else. Whoops. There's me saying I'm trying to keep my desk nice and glue free. I have to get my glue paper out. My glue book's fallen to bits, so we're going to glue them on here. I think that's the best place for them. So I've got some Tracy Fox labels here as well, which I got out earlier. So we can use some of those. So you can pretty much put anything you like on, and it can be themed according to the journal, which is quite nice. So that there like that. Next, shall we put some of these are nice from the set called Curator. These are nice because they've got sort of almost labels that would be on items that are specimens, you know, so I kind of like those, but things that you'd have in a museum maybe. And you could add some embellishments to them. So we've got this is one of, I think, his snippets. He has a few packets of different various things. We'll put that further down because that's a bit too much the same sort of size as that one up here. But he has lots of different packets. Thrift shop, that's another one that I've had over time, and it's been absorbed into this storage box. So now I can't really distinguish, except these the ones that I've just put in are the new ones, which are all along here. And those, and a few in there. Those are the bigger ones. So just going to put that nice flower there. I think we have this Tracy Fox on here as well. And I might pop that one there. And then let's see if we've got any more circular ones. So we have got some here. These are nice. These are definitely worth buying. There's kind of an ovally one there in a nice bright colour. I knew you can get them on Amazon. I got a packet with my Secret Santa present. That we did for Christmas for the adults this year. It works very well. There's one there. I mean, I might just about get that one. It's quite long in width. That doesn't sound right, does it? It's quite wide, I should say. And where should we pop that? Maybe we'll put that under the bird, just there. Another flower, I think, or there's a butterfly that's just alighting onto a flower. So I think some of the flowers he does, they're not very bright, in my opinion. You know, they're a bit, I wouldn't say dull, but they're also on this grey background on the front, but it's not grey on the back, so it's peculiar. It's maybe you should think about perhaps revisiting these and improving some of them. I don't know. So it's got a different butterfly. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, that's kind of grey there, but not so grey on the back, the border. But if you just pop a bit of distress ink round, this is vintage photo, then you know it does help. Okay, so we've got some more to fill up. Let's see, what else should we put on? And there's a nice green, that's a nice one. Let's see what this one says. Composed 575 of 575 pieces. I think we'll put that one there, and let's find a different one. This is a histology label, TS flower bud, Anthero section. I don't really know what that means. Obviously a museum curator would know. Or a botanist. Okay. So let's have another flower, one that we haven't got. Here's a nice one. This just helps them stand out a bit more, I think, if you just dress around them as well. That one there. And see what else we can. We've got a few more of these. We've got that nice little bird. That's a nice one. Now you can use anything on these. You know, if you've got some fussy cuts, they don't have to be these, you know, ready-made labels and things. You cut labels out of magazines, book pages. I mean, this one, this number here comes from Edith Holden. I keep her numbers. And what I'd like to do with them is I use my little hole punch. Now, what have I done with that? Oh, it's here. Don't know if I can do it with this one because it's so small. If I can get that in, and it's a balancing act. And then I just pop it out, and there you have a nice little numbered label, so you could choose what one you want. So we'll pop that on. I think you can make them out of anything, so you know, throw nothing away is my advice. Put that one down the bottom, down there, and there we have our scrappy strip. And this under my desk, I've got a shelf under, in case you wonder what I'm doing. And not too keen on these sideways on butterflies that kind of look like they've just landed on something. I think they look a bit awkward, but we pop this one on. It's quite a nice colour. I will pop it just here, like so. And I'm going to call that a video because I don't, trying to not make them too long. Can't help some of them being a bit longer. So I keep those separate. Those are all Tracy Fox ones, and these can all go back in here, which is quite a handy little storage box for these tiny snippets. Some of which I've had for years, but there we are. So there we have our 2 snippet strips made from a piece of scrap on the back as a backing, scrap lace and fibres here, out of scrap lace and fibre pot, and some Tim Holtz snippets of some Tracy Fox labels, and even a homemade label, number label made out of a piece of Edith Holden book page that was left over from a journal I did. Okay, so I'm going to call that a day, and I hope that's inspired you with some ideas. And as I say, you can put anything on them. You can make them wider. You can actually make them with a strip of lace. So if you've got a wider strip of lace, you can then start layering them up. You can add beads and things like that, but just bear in mind that if they're going inside a journal on a page, you don't want them too bulky. So you can make a really fancy bulky one that can go, or a piece of it can go on the front cover of a journal. That's an idea, isn't it? So there we have it, my scrappy page, journal page strips, which, as I say, you cut them at a junction where it's easy to cut them and not, you know, cut something off or cut something in half like that butterfly. I'd rather cut it here. So, you know, you could cut it across there and have that. You could have it on the journal page, as I showed you earlier, on this journal page size paper. So if that was your edge of your journal, you could have it on there, and you could just cut it across there like that, and I think that makes a lovely embellishment for a page. So there we have them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me again. I'll speak to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.